greatest player of all time. He has been an inspiration for millions and billions of tennis fans. So today, I, Gulsimar Singh Bedi, stand on this prestigious stage to educate you about the personal and professional life of Roger Federer. First, I will talk about the achievements. Can we have the next slide? So he is a Swiss professional tennis player who has been ranked #1 for consecutive 233 weeks. Right now, he's been ranked #3. He has also bagged a silver medal in the 2012 Olympics and has also competed in the longest running three-setted match which lasted 4 hours and 23 minutes. To add more, he even won that match with the final score being 19-17. Can we have the next slide, please? Roger Federer has a lot of open era records, which include 10 Tennis Master Club titles and 20 ATP Master Series titles. He has 660 wins on the hard court, and it is a record. He has never lost a set or even a game of his serve in the Indian Wells. Can we have the next slide? Some more of his open era records include being participated in 10 consecutive Grand Slam finals and 23 consecutive Grand Slam semi-finals. In all, he has participated in 27 Grand Slam finals and 38 Grand Slam semi-finals. Can we have the next one? So more of his open era records. He has had 65 consecutive wins on the grass court and 153 consecutive wins on the hard court. Can we have the next one? What his mates say about the mighty Federer? Federer's success has prompted all the fans, tennis critics, legendary players to say that he is the best player in tennis history. Victor Lamb says that Roger is a tremendous competitor. He has got talent, work ethic, passion, and everything that a perfect tennis player needs. His contribution to tennis is already priceless. Some more open era records. Roger Federer has 64 consecutive appearances in Grand Slam. He has won 27 matches in one whole season and has a reigning 5-year record of 90% plus winning percentage. He has hit 50 aces in a single match, and the second following him has only 20 aces in a single match. Open era records doesn't end here. He's also called as the US champ for having 40 consecutive victories in US Opens. That means 10 consecutive titles. And there are many more open era records that Roger Federer has. Now, I will tell you about or educate you about Roger Federer's early life. He was born in Switzerland, Basel, near the border of France. Next slide, please. Early life. At the age when we even don't know what career is, he knew what he had to do. At the age of 6, he started playing tennis. But his coach didn't recognize his talent in tennis. Roger Federer in an interview said, "I was slow, I couldn't catch up." And that is why Roger Federer thought that tennis is not his cup of tea and thought of joining football. Because Roger Federer is never fed up of failures. But it would be a bold from the blue to you that it was actually football that helped him play better tennis. Because both games need massive footwork. In addition to tennis, he plays soccer, but at the age of 12, he decided to solely focus on tennis. Can we have the next slide? The birth of the Swiss maestro. At 14, he became the Swiss national champion, and at the age of 17, he became the junior Wimbledon champion and was awarded the Orange Ball, most prestigious trophy in tennis for a junior. He was also recognized as the ITF World Junior Tennis Champion of that year. He has also been awarded the Person of the Year 2008 and for 4 consecutive times the Sportsman of the Year. Roger Federer Association. Roger Federer tells us that a man with a good cause can always change the millions of lives. That is why Roger Federer and his wife in 2003 opened the Roger Federer Association. Its main aim is to help the children who are dying in South Africa of hunger. The hot dog shot. Now I would like to tell you that when we grow old and experience, our curiosity declines a lot. But Roger Federer is not one of that person. He still innovates and creates new shots, like this hot dog shot. This hot dog shot is also called as the between the legs shot. In this, when a player tries to hit above him, what he does not look behind what's happening and just hits the ball between his legs. And the other player is not able to return it because he is in a state of shock. His second shot is the Sabru shot. Roger Federer likes India a lot, and that is why when he thought that he needs a shot which says that he is not patient, he found the Indian word for it, which was Sabru. It tells that when a person is serving, Roger Federer does not have patience for that ball to come at 150 miles per hour. So he rushes to the ball and plays at the speed of 350 miles per hour, and the other player does not get enough time to return it. As a result, Roger Federer wins the point very easily. Can we have the next slide? So Fed Express keeps running. Though Federer is getting old, I still feel he needs to accomplish a lot more. His heart is still young and that he has zeals. His fans are still the same. His cool temper, sharp mind has made him the one of the greatest players in tennis history. I admire Roger Federer because all after the tournaments he has won, the money he has earned and the fame he got, he never forgot where he came from. And that is why he's still a gentleman and never mad on court. I think we all should accomplish social work, not just to be graduate, but also to work hard in life. And if we have money, we should help our society. Next slide, please. So, I am very proud of my champion. The Swiss are very proud of their hero. Keep your eyes on Roger Federer this year. Many records have to be shattered. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gursimar. So, certainly, indeed, I believe failure shouldn't be your, hurdle. It shouldn't be a hurdle for you to face, in your career. It's like failure is a pillar of success, right? So on that note, I move on with the next performer. We have Ashna with us. She's going to give a PowerPoint presentation on cancer. Can we have a huge round of applause for Ms. Ashna, please? Thank you.
Hello everyone, today I, Flora, is here to present a PowerPoint presentation in front of you. So first I'm going to check your general knowledge, and I'm sure you must be knowing him. So, who is he? Any one of you? Yeah?
He is Yuvraj Singh.
Yeah, you're very right. And what happened to him? Where was he in 2011? Was he suffering from something?
Yeah, he was suffering from cancer and was in USA.
Okay. So, not only him, but many of the people suffer from cancer. But first, we are going to know what is cancer. Cancer is basically a group of more than 100 diseases. Although there are many kinds of cancer, all cancer starts because of the abnormal growth of cells. Untreated cancer can cause serious illness and death. Next is how normal cells act, or normal cells versus cancer cells. Cancer cells loses growth over their multiplication and diffusion. Cancer cells also do not self-destruct themselves when they are damaged or true, and they also clone out healthy cells. Next is what causes cancer. Cancer basically is caused by growth of cancer. Growth of cancer is cancer starts when cells in a part of the body starts to grow out of control. Cancer cells growth is different from normal cell growth. Instead of dying, cancer cells starts to multiply. Abnormal cells. Cancer cells can also invade other cells, other normal cells. Growing out of control and invading other cells makes cancer cells. Now next is what causes cancer. First is lifestyle. In normal days we used to smoke and drink, which mainly causes cancer. Then is environmental risk. Environmental risk is due to pollution, which is caused by cars, second-hand smoke and industrial pollution. Then is inherited risk. Inherited risks are due to the genes of the parents or from others. Mainly cancer is because of the genes in families. Next, Yuvraj Singh was saved because of screening tests. Now, what is screening test basically? The treatment of the cancer is most successful when it is detected as early as possible. Now we have colon cancer. Colon cancer is a cancer in the large intestine under our digestive system. Rectal cancer is the cancer of the last several inches of the colon cancer. Breast cancer. Breast cancer is the cancer that is mainly in female. Breast cancer develops when tissues in the breast cells increase. Signs of the breast cancer are lumps in the breast, change in the breast size, fluid coming out of the nipple, or swelling of nodes. And including to that, there are several bone pains, shortness of breath, and yellow skin. Now is how we can prevent cancer. Cancer can be prevented by first, if we avoid smoking and chewing of cancer. Cigarette smoking is leading cause of preventable death in the US. Secondhand smokes affects everyone. Next is we should eat fruits and vegetables daily. That means cancer rates could decline by up to 20% if everyone consumes 5 fruits and vegetables per day. Then is limit to alcohol to no more than alcohol, which means when men should drink only 2 drinks per day, whereas women should drink 1 drink per day. Next is reduce your exposure to skin to sun, which means the limit time to going out in the sun should be 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and we should wear full sleeves so that we can protect our skin from going out, from being affected by the sun. Then is we should often exercise daily. That means we should always exercise or at least 4 days in a week. If we eat fresh vegetables and reduce to our cancer, 1,86,550 lives can be saved per day. So, if you gradually can fight from cancer, then we all can fight from cancer. Even I can also fight from cancer. So, please be prevented, and we should always take a pledge that we all will reduce everything and limit to alcohol. Thank you.
Thanks for all those important notes. So that was Ashna with us, and moving on to the next performer of this group, last but not the least, we have Sambhav with us, who is going to give a PowerPoint presentation on lessons from Steve Jobs. So ladies and gentlemen, put your round of applause for Sambhav. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Paul and I am here to introduce you with one of the charismatic personality of 20th and the 21st century, and it's none other than Steve Jobs. Thank you. Few people in this world transformed one industry, but Steve Jobs transformed many industries such as computers, telecommunications, music and movies. Since he has such a profound impact in this world, I think it's fair to ask him out that how did he do it? And most importantly, how can we follow his footsteps to advance our business, our career and the world? In my research as a student, I have identified 7 principles that brought Steve Jobs and Apple's success. So always remember one thing, passion is everything. Innovation doesn't happen without it. It's only you who need to dig deep to find your true passion. And if you haven't found out your passion, keep looking it up. Don't settle, Jobs once said. So now, may I have the second principle of Steve Jobs? Put a dent in the universe. Passion fuels the rocket, but vision directs the rocket to its ultimate destination. In mid-1970s, when computers were delegated to a group of hobbyists, Jobs challenged the co-founder of Apple, Steve Wozniak, and Apple's team, as Jobs' vision was to put computers in the hands of everyday people. In 1979, he saw an early and crude graphical user interface being demonstrated at the Xerox research facility in the Palo Alto, California. He knew immediately that this technology would make computers appealing to the everyday people. It all came back later with Macintosh, the very first computer, which changed everything about the way we interact with the computers. Jobs once said that the role of a leader is to hire the best people and to keep them aligned towards achieving the vision. So now, may I have the third principle of Steve Jobs? Kickstart your brain. Jobs once said that creativity is just connecting things. Here, connecting things means getting inspirations from the other industries. At various times, Jobs has found inspirations from the other industries such as phone book, Zen meditation, visiting India, a food processor at the Macy's, or the four-season hotel chain. Jobs doesn't steal ideas as much as he uses ideas to inspire his own creativity. Let me give you an example. Jobs took calligraphy in his college life, a course with no practical application to his personal life, but it all came back later with Macintosh with beautiful typeface, fonts and calligraphy. So now, here it comes the time of fourth principle of Steve Jobs, say no to 1,000 things. Steve Jobs once said that innovation comes from saying no to 1,000 things. And I am proud of what we don't do, as I am of what we do. Steve Jobs was committed to building a product with simple and uncluttered design. And you can very well observe this fact, being it an Apple phone or an iPad, there is only one button in the whole gadget. And that commitment extends beyond the product. Being it the design of an iPod to an iPad, from the functionality of an Apple site, from the packaging of an Apple's product, in an Apple world, innovation means eliminating all unnecessary things so that necessary may speak. So now, may I have the next principle of Steve Jobs? Create instantly great experiences. The Apple has become the world's greatest retailer shop by simple innovations which any business can adopt to create deeper and more emotional connections with their customers. So now, let me ask you a very simple question. Have you ever seen cashiers in an Apple store? No, of course not. There are no cashiers in an Apple store. There are experts, consultants, and even geniuses sitting in an Apple bar, but no cashiers at all. Because Apple is not at all in a business of moving boxes, they are in a business of enriching lives. Steve Jobs innovated around the customer's experience by benchmarking against the very best model of customer's experiences. So now, may I have the next principle of Steve Jobs? Master the message. As you all must be aware with the fact that Steve Jobs is the world's greatest corporate storyteller, turning a product launch into an art form. People, you might have the best innovative idea in this world, but if you can't excite the people about it, it doesn't matter. Innovation is a new way of doing things that result in a positive change, and innovation can be adopted by anyone at any point of time, regardless of your title or the position you hold. So always remember one thing, make innovation a part of your brand's DNA by thinking differently about your business challenges. So ladies and gentlemen, here it comes the last but not least, one of the finest principles of Steve Jobs, sell dreams, not product. When Jobs opened the very first Apple store in 2001, he said clearly that this store doesn't meant to sell computers. Instead, it would enrich lives. Nobody cares about your product. They care about only themselves. So Steve Jobs taught us one of the most important things, to create that product which helps the people to achieve their dreams, and you will win over them. Innovation sits in a lonely place because only few people have the courage to big dream which radically different ideas and the conviction to follow through with their ideas when they hear the skeptics, buddy, it wouldn't work. So let me remind you once again, ladies and gentlemen, so Jobs has always followed his art in his entire life and doesn't let anyone to come in its way. So don't let the noise of others' opinion drown out your own inner voice, Jobs once said. And most importantly, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition because they somehow already know what you truly want to become. Thank you.
So that was Mr. Samba, who was actually talking about one topic, that is lessons from Steve Jobs, certainly, and indeed a man from whom we can learn a lot of things. So moving on with the last group, the last performance. At last but not the least, we're going to have a debate session right here, where we're going to venture 5 young people debating on a topic. So I would take a moment. And before that, let's have an energy check once again, how better we are set for the last round. So let me ask you a question once again. How are we doing, New Delhi? So you're totally down the energy. It's the last group, and I won't let it happen if you don't shout and make noise right now. Alright, so let me ask you once again, how are we doing, New Delhi? This session starts, which is the debate session, and today we assembled 5 people, 3 on the proposition and 2 on the opposition to debate the motion, and the motion is United States should lower the voting age. On the proposition team, we have 3 people. One is Pearl. Can we have a huge round of applause? As I take the name, please give them a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Number 2, we have Paul. A huge round of applause for him. And number 3, Rebecca. Can we have a huge round of applause for all 3 people who are on the proposition team? So they are on the proposition team. And on the opposition team, which is to my left-hand side, we have Mr. Robert. Can we have a huge round of applause to Mr. Robert, please? And also for Maiken. Can we have a huge round of applause to Mr. Maiken? Can we all make the clap? Come on, please. Thank you so much. Lovely. So now these students have only been working in a parliamentary debate for almost a week. So we applaud their courage and we celebrate their work that they have put in together to bring this debate to you here today. Thank you. So with that note, we would begin with the debate. Wish you all the best and huge round of applause once again for them, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Pearl. To begin with, I would like to thank my English core, the opposition team for being here, and my team members, because I needed their support. And I am glad that we didn't have to use a substitute today. We are going to discuss today lowering the voting age to 16 and 17 years old. The first issue that I would like to bring up is driving. The government allows 16 and 17 years old to drive potential and deadly weapons. I mean, you can run over people. Of course. Can't you? Then why can't we trust them with votes? I agree that the highest percentage of car crashes may be caused by teenagers, but that may be contributed to just because they are new, not because they make bad decisions. Also, 95% of our drivers drive great. And if 95% of our voters are educated, wouldn't our country be led by a great president? Sure, I will take your point.
Wouldn't voting be new to these kids? We have seen them trying the things that are new to them, and they don't do so well. And so don't you think they wouldn't do great in voting?
No, because they have taken government classes and they have taken history. They have had years of study on government. Letting teenagers drive was a great idea. Maybe voting will be too.
16 and 17 years old are cast without representation, and this does not include the sales tax. Yes, there are few exceptions to this, such as child actors like the Gerber baby or the little girl in the Barbie commercial. But they probably will not gather the interest to go and vote anyway. They are too busy acting for their commercial series and shows. Besides, the majority of voters taxed without representation are 16 and 17 years old. They should be allowed to vote. 16 and 17 years old are intelligent enough to make a responsible decisions. A lot of people say that if 16 and 17 years old students wanted to vote, they would vote just as their parents would tell them to. But the same kind of argument was used less than 100 years ago when women were not allowed to vote. It was said that women would vote just as their husband would tell them to.
This is also said against Afro-Americans because they were said to vote as white people would. Eventually, we let these groups vote. And it was found out that they were responsible, educated, and voted for the right president or the campaigning officer. I would also like to quote a girl named Rebecca Tilson. She said, if these 16 and 17-year-olds are old enough to get sick in the nation which has the worst public health care, if they are old enough to get educated in the schools that are underfunded by the government, if they are old enough to live in poverty in the richest nation in the world, they should be able to play a part in making the country better. Yes, I will take your point.
But what about little kids that live in poverty and the little kids who get sick? Don't they have the right to vote?